Yeah, like the hawk tuah girl.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the Haktua girl? What are your thoughts with that? That she became so popular in the internet. What are your thoughts with that?
I mean, it was funny in the beginning, but
Yeah.
you can see that people just go viral over stupid things
But
they
it
do.
changed. But it changed her life though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she had an Instagram, right?
No.
She
So
went from like 0 followers to 1 point something
yeah,
6
yeah,
million.
like something like one
Yeah.
or 2 million or something like that. But so you're. But isn't that crazy that your life can literally change from one moment to another?
Yeah, it is.
So what do you think about that though? Like maybe or okay, let's touch base on that. How do you feel of her going viral because of what she said?
It
But
was funny in the beginning, but after I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm over it.
yeah. So for the people that don't know, which I think the majority of people would know, is that this girl was getting interviewed in the out in the streets when people are drinking and out of the club, and I think they asked her something. I forgot what they asked her, but she said that you have to spit on that thing and Haktua, right? Like you guys can look it up, but she got famous because of this, and now like she literally went like super viral. Now she has her own podcast. She's coming out in different concerts, like with different people, different artists, and literally changed her life.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's, aside from it being funny, the actual topic itself, do you feel like it's a good topic to go viral from?
No.
Yeah, because let's say, for instance, not that you're gonna say anything like that, right, or do it like an action like that, but let's say you say something inappropriate and then you go viral.
Yeah.
How would you
Well, it
feel?
was funny in the beginning.
Yeah, but how would you feel if you go viral for something that it's not too fond of?
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
How would you be like embarrassed? Like, oh shit! Like, let's say if you were her, would you get embarrassed? Like, fuck, I went viral because of this.
Yeah, I'll be embarrassed, especially if my parents saw it.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I'm just kidding.
right. And that's the thing, though. But this girl just owned it. But
Yeah.
a lot of people were giving her that credibility. That, oh, you go, girl, or whatever. Like, a lot of people were backing her up. You know.
Yeah.
But to your point, if somebody that I knew, like somebody close to me, went viral because of something like that, I'm like, dude, that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right? So, but how do you feel about somebody going viral on the internet from one moment to another? Like it literally changed her life, regardless on what she said, but her life changing because of social media.
Well, I'm sure she didn't do it like with that purpose, you know?
Yeah.
But it was life changing for her, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for her because she also, I heard she was selling like shirts or sweaters with like the hawk tuah.
Yeah. 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 So I don't know. Do you ever wish you went viral and like no?
Not for that reason.
Well, not because of that, right?
Yeah.
But you would want, obviously, you feel like if you would want your life to be changed through social media, would you say, or no?
Yeah, for my work.
Yeah, that's true. So now let me ask you this. So for the people that don't know Johana, or here, how about you do your introduction that way, in case somebody doesn't know who you are.
So my name is Johana, and I'm a SMP artist.
Yeah.
This is scalp micropigmentation, and I.
Well, why are you acting all freaking proper? I feel like you're getting nervous now. Are you getting nervous or not? No, you're
I
fine.
restore people's hairline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a full-on freaking podcast about exactly what she does. She explains it on the other podcast.
All of a sudden, I'm shy.
For real? Do you feel like you're getting shy or not?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so you feel like you would want to go viral, obviously, for what you do.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what is it that you're doing to try to meet those expectations of going viral?
I feel that I'm helping them with their confidence. You know, a lot of my clients don't have any confidence, and once we're done with their sessions,
Yeah.
they're very confident, they're happy, and they like the results that they get.
Okay.
So
So would you feel like just because word of mouth might take you to being viral?
word of mouth, no.
So exactly. So what is it that you're currently doing to reach that viral post?
Mm, I don't know, just being on social media, you know.
Okay, let me ask you this now. How many times are you posting in a week?
I'm not sure.
How many times are you posting in a day?
It just takes one post, though.
Okay, so you actually go to the casino a lot, right?
Yeah.
So would you say you're right? It only takes one, right? So let's say if you compare the casino to social media, hey, you know what? It only takes once, and you go to the casino once. Fuck, I didn't make it.
But I always win.
Yeah, you do actually win.
I
Yeah,
always win.
yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so I guess the point that I'm trying to get to is that right now there's currently people that they are posting once a day, but then there's also people that are posting only once a week because you never know.
Well,
Maybe
you have to be consistent.
yeah,
That's what I get messages and asking, oh, like, how did you start or what do you recommend? Just be consistent. Keep posting.
yeah,
You never know who's watching.
yeah, true. But for instance, like now the way I see it is the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? So let's say if you post once a day, okay, you're doing your thing, right? So now you have, let's say you post 5 times a week, and for the month you're posting 20. So now you have 20 chances of going viral, right? So now let's up those chances. Now let's say if you post twice a day, so now you're doubling your chances. So now it's just because I literally know people that are posting 3 times a day on social media.
But I just think it depends on the content that you upload.
Yeah.
Because I also see people posting a lot of like SMP work. They don't really get like any
Interaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just depends. I don't know.
Yeah.
Should be I don't know.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel I really try to post at least once a day. On the weekends, maybe I'll kind of like bring it down a little just because I feel like a lot of people are just busy with their weekend and stuff.
Me
So
too.
so during the week, I try to post 1 or twice a day just so I can start like getting more chances and all that. So
With me, I do notice that during the weekends is when I get more like consultations.
okay.
Whenever they book consultations because they have that free time.
Right.
So that's when they book.
Okay.
And I try to just pay for my ads during the weekend.
Yeah. So this past weekend, you had your first expo, barber expo. How did it go?
I think it went well overall, but I was nervous. Like I told you,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was fine. You know, I was like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then when I started talking, I was fine. And then all of a sudden, like, I forgot what I was going to say. And I think you noticed.
Yeah.
You noticed
Yeah.
that I just kind of like blacked
Yeah.
blacked out or
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah. So for reference, remember you had said, you know what, I'm not feeling too nervous. And
Yeah.
you said I'm even more nervous of when I was going to the podcast for the first time. I'm like, what the heck, really? Because there was, I think, there was a good amount of people out in the freaking chairs, right?
Yeah.
So you had to stand up in front of these people and do your presentation. And I was like, what the fuck? You're not nervous at all? And you're like, no, I'm good. But then, like you said, once you went up there, what was that feeling knowing that, like, okay, Johana, you're up?
At first, I was fine. But when I just started talking, I don't know if it was me just seeing everyone's eyes like look at me at the same time. So I kind of like started feeling my vision was just blurry.
That's
I started
crazy.
feeling that I was floating
What?
until you started asking me questions. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, get it together.
Yeah.
And then I started talking. And then after that, I just went with the flow. And
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a good experience. I really like that they came up. They came up and tried the machine on the mannequin, and they were asking questions. So they were really into like what I was talking about, you know, because somebody else was doing their presentation before me,
Yeah.
and I saw this lady like almost
Yeah.
falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I told you, I was like, oh my God, I don't want people to be feeling like that, you know? So I want to get their attention. But it seemed that everybody was interested in what I was talking
But
about.
you know what I noticed is that this lady, obviously, she wasn't even there for the expo. She was going there because of her daughter, I think.
Yeah.
But then it got, for me, I didn't even look at it as a bad thing. For me, my perspective with this lady was that she went there to support her daughter because maybe she wants to be some sort of barber or whatnot. And maybe the lady was tired, but maybe her daughter didn't have anybody to go with.
Yeah.
So she was like, you know what, even though I'm just tired, I
But
came
she
out.
was there? Or she wasn't there when I was
Yeah.
she was there, right?
Yeah.
But she was awake.
What do you mean?
The lady, right?
Yeah,
When I did mine.
Yeah. I couldn't tell to be. I'm sure she
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even take it in a bad way when the lady was falling asleep for the other person, because she was there present for her daughter. Even though if she was tired or not, she was still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did see when you started kind of like, I did kind of see that you were just kind of like just speaking just to speak. I'm like, oh shit. And then you would kind of, because it was hard to hear when people were asking questions and things like that. And you would ask a question, and at times people were like, okay, like they were just nod their head or something. And then there was that silence. So, oh shit, like let me go and freaking try to bring up some additional questions. And like, hey, levántate. You know what I mean? Like, so you can kind of wake up and kind of like, oh shit, like let me snap out of it.
But it was so weird. I've never felt that. It was so weird. I even told my boyfriend, I was like, oh my God. It was so weird. But yeah, thank God that you started asking me questions, because then I was like, I came back to life.
Like, yeah, seriously. But even on the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago, dude, the statistics are crazy. That's one of the number one fears in, I guess, in the world, in the population.
Yeah.
Why though? Why do you think it is?
And my client today, he has a podcast too.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed him the video, like, of me doing the expo when I was talking.
Right.
And he's like, you look normal. Like, you did good. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, And he's like, you have such a good vibe. Like, you get people's attention. You know what you're doing. You got this. And I was like,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was kind of nervous, but then after, I just went with the flow.
Yeah, but then I feel like at the same time, people change, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a sense that, for instance, right now, before we started the podcast, you were like, okay, vibing, but then like, oh shit, we're ready to go. Then what happens? What happens? Johana gets all formal, like, you know what I mean? So there is some sort of pressure there.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, with people, even with my new clients, and when I'm doing consultations on like through FaceTime, I'm fine. Like I can talk to them even though I don't know them. I laugh because I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But whenever I see a camera, I'm like, I freeze. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Trust me, I get it too, right? It's happened to me in the past that, let's say, like somebody's gonna take pictures, like even though if it's just a regular pic, hey, pose there so you can take a picture for work or whatever.
Like,
no, there's times when I start shaking. Like, yeah, I start shaking, but not a lot, but I can feel my body, because I feel like it's one of those moments that when you know that you're not supposed to move or whatever, like I just want to move now. It gives me some sort of anxiety that, oh fuck, I can't move, so now I move, I start shaking. Like I feel like it's that pressure of, similar to when you know that you're not supposed to laugh because it's a serious moment, and then you just fucking start laughing.
Tell me about it.
You get what I mean? So I feel like it's a pressure of like, you can't do this right now. You can't do this. And then it happens like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? So I think mentally you're overthinking things.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah. I went to my son's school because the teacher wanted to have like a teacher parent conference because, I don't know, I guess the kids in his class are bad. So my son, I don't know, he wasn't paying attention and he was playing around. So me and his dad had to go. And I'm just there like listening to her. But my son is just looking at me and my daughter's like... So I'm trying to not to laugh.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. I just start laughing.
Yeah.
And that's what the teacher said. Angel's always laughing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
Yeah. So he gets it from you.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's get the podcast started.
Hoy Nomas Podcast. Halloween Special. Especial de Halloween.
Quick reminder, we now have a call-in number where you guys can leave us voice messages, video calls. Let us know a story you would want us to share on the podcast, anything you want. The goal is being able to interact with the people that support the channel. Even if you're looking for love, we will find your true love on Hoy Nomas Podcast. Also, for anyone that is interested on creating your own channel, we have our Amazon storefront linked in the description where you can find all the cameras we use, the microphones, the lights, the equipment, where all of our podcasts are recorded to. If you need any help with editing services, we are able to produce your entire podcast, edit your short form content from Instagram Reels, TikToks, etc. You can look at all of our content as reference and we got you covered. And finally, if you want to support the channel, you can leave us a super thanks down below, which will help us tremendously, and we'll make sure to highlight that comment on the upcoming podcast and give you a shout out. Now back to the podcast. Are you scared with this new intro?
Yeah, it sounds scary.
Yeah. All right. So let's start off with this question I had for you. Should people post their partner on social media, and why not? Or why yes? And do you do it? So it's a lot of, yeah.
That's 3 questions.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 questions. Should people do it? Should people not do it? And do you do it?
You know what? I don't do it. I'm gonna start with that.
Okay.
I don't do it, but it's really up to the couple or whatever relationship they have.
Yeah.
But I mean, if since I don't post mine, it doesn't mean that I don't tell people that I'm basically married or I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with not posting your partner.
Okay. Why did that come into your head that, you know what, I'm not gonna post my boyfriend?
So with me, I believe that
Like privacy?
privacy, but I really believe in vibes.
Okay.
And I always tell him, like, people can't break what they don't know or they don't see. And so far it has worked for me. Before I would post.
Yeah.
And now with him, I don't post him, and he's okay with it too because he doesn't post me.
But you would post him in particular, or just past relationships?
Past relationships.
Oh, okay. And how did that work out? Did something like that ever happen to you? That you're like, you know what, fuck that, I'm not gonna post my next boyfriend.
I don't see a reason why you have to post your significant other.
Yeah.
Like, do people even care?
Yeah, but when you posted that past relationship, was there any bad vibes that you felt that you feel like, you know what, for the next?
It was with my kid's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, but after that, I never posted anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just for the simple.
Really private.
Okay. I like that quote. What was it again? They can't break what they
don't see, what they don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in vibes, and me and him have always said that. You know, we've come this far because people don't know. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And people, like, you know, there's guys that do invite me out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh no, I can't. Like, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows about it.
Right.
So I don't hide anything from him.
So I guess that can be the downfall, right? Because you don't really post your significant other, then guys are like, oh shit, I'm a freaking hit on her, because they don't know.
Yeah,
But then that's when you as being responsible or just, you know, respecting your partner, that's when you're like, no, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you feel like vibes in general can be transmitted through a screen?
Yeah.
Really?
I believe in the evil eye.
How so?
Why
do you believe in that?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been private. And now that I have, like, my own business, when I started, you know, I was like, damn, like, I need to start posting and stuff. But I've been really private about my relationship. And I think that's why it has worked out with him.
So when it comes down to the evil eye, do you feel like when you have a goal in mind, do you keep it private from people, or do you mention it even before doing it? Like, let's say if you have an idea, right? You're like, you know what, I really want to do this, and you start mentioning it to people. Or are you the type that you'll rather do your own thing quietly, privately, and then when it's ready, then that's when you start
I do it quietly
publicizing?
and then just show it online. And that's what happened with my business.
Oh, really?
Nobody knew that I was starting this company or SDing studio until I filed for like the name and everything. And then I got the studio. Like I wasn't saying anything. Yeah.
For that same reason, though?
For that same reason.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, because before I used to be the type that I would like to share a lot of my things, right? My current goals. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, just because so I can document the journey. But I realized, I don't know if it's just all in my mind, or if there is really truly, like you said, that, ¿cómo se dice? Evil eye?
Yeah. This.
What? Oh, okay.
Like this.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a factor, but I realize now I'm a little bit different. I kind of do the same thing, that I'll rather just keep everything private and just let things manifest. As simple as, let's say if I'm going to have a guest that I'm excited for and everything is locked in, before I would publicize it, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it.
But have you noticed that sometimes when you share it, sometimes it just gets ruined?
Yeah, exactly. For that same reason. That's why I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't want to, no lo quiero salar. I don't want to jinx it. So I'll rather just wait until the person is actually here, sitting down and talking to me already.
That's what I do with my consultations. Like sometimes I don't tell him, and it's not because I think that he's gonna mess it up. I just keep it to myself.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I'm gonna do this consultation, whatever.
But when it's already locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy how all of these different things actually happen in life. Like, there's rules, there's a spiritual realm of good vibes and bad vibes that actually exist, and affect the physical realm. Like, that sounds crazy that, it's the evil eye. Like, what the heck?
Like today, my client, we were talking about why he booked. And at first I had to FaceTime him for a consultation. And he was like, yeah, when I first spoke to you, he's like, I liked your vibe. I liked the way you explain things. He's like, but I really liked your vibe. Like, you made me feel comfortable. You made me feel that I could trust you. And he's like, that's why I booked with you.
And he saw, he got the vibe from
the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, through the phone.
Oh, because you do in-person consultations.
Yeah, I do in-person and on the phone consultations.
Yeah.
But a lot of my, like the people that have booked, they have told me, like, I like your vibe. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess maybe that explains, like, of not posting your significant other, right? For me, in the other hand, I do see the whole, like, evil eye and all that, but for me, it's just, maybe I'm not posting as much as I used to before, but I'm posting a lot on the podcast, but on my personal page, I'm not posting as much. But I don't know, maybe I do post Chelo and I post the baby and stuff, but I feel like I do just enough to, like, hey, it's there.
Sometimes I think it helps because people can relate to you, and that's why you get, like, they follow you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So sometimes I do have my personal Instagram, which I don't use that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever I post my kids, like, I do see that I get follows from, like, other like permanent makeup artists or like, scalp micropigmentation artists because of my kids.
Right.
But
and that's another good point, right? Because now you become relatable to whoever's watching. Oh shit, she's a mom. And I think I've told you about this. Like, do document everything else, right? Like, maybe if you don't want to post your significant other, post your kids, your struggles, your routine. Why? Because if you can become inspiring to other, and then you can become viral. Just right now, you were telling me before we started the podcast, Johana was showing me that this girl you follow on Instagram, and then you tell me, oh, I like her because she does this and she does that. So you like her persona, her personality.
Yeah.
You don't really, even though I think she's a barber, you said?
Yeah, she's a barber.
But you didn't even mention that part. You mentioned her.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
I just feel that she's very, I don't know, she's like very honest, and she's just herself, you know. She's not trying to be something that she isn't.
yeah.
And I think with a lot of influencers, they just try to be someone that they're not.
Yeah. But isn't it crazy that when you are truly yourself, that's when you start gaining, I don't want to say popularity, but that's when people start believing in you, who you truly are.
Yeah.
Right? Because you no longer have to put up a front.
Yeah.
So you should do that. You should post more of who Johana is.
Well, I mean, I post whenever I go to my son's trainings for boxing, I do that. But yeah, I need to start posting more. And today,
Yeah.
I started like talking on my stories, and
Yeah.
yeah, I want to start doing that. I've been really thinking about it,
Yeah.
and I just think that it's good to talk to. Like,
It's good to talk. Yeah.
It's good to talk to other people, you know, like have people like get to know you, or just things like that.
Yeah.
And especially since I do want to start training
Oh, okay. Training like classes for students for SMP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've gotten questions, so yeah.
Before you had called in, this is a separate conversation. Before you called in once, and then you mentioned the story of that you saw apparently the devil in a tree, right? But then you had also mentioned about the duendes.
Yeah, by my daughter.
Oh, okay. So what was the story behind that?
So when we were living in her grandma's house, my daughter was playing with her toys, and I would hear her laugh, and I'm like, what? Like, what's wrong? And she was talking to someone, like, so she was playing, and then she was like, oh, like, quiero jugar con este, or ayúdame aquí, or whatever. And I'm just like, hey, like, who are you talking to? And she's like, a ellos, mamá, like, se están riendo conmigo.
Oh,
and I'm just
shit.
like, and then she says, están chiquitos. So I was like,
What the heck?
yeah.
And how old was your daughter approximately?
She was probably like 3 or 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah. She was really small.
Did that only happen once?
No, it happened a couple of times, but her dad and like his mom and his brother have seen them before. I never saw anything, but they did.
They saw the duendes?
Yeah, and his sister, yeah.
Oh, what the heck? How'd they describe them?
So he told me that one, his brother was on the couch sleeping, and he was trying to, I think he woke up and looked like to his right side, and he saw like a little elf walking by, but the little elf went like this, and as soon as he went like this,
oh dude,
like his brother he couldn't move, like he froze. He was trying to scream, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
And as soon as the elf disappeared, his brother like started screaming, and he told his mom like I
Dude,
just saw it.
oh my god, dude, I just got the chills, man. That's crazy. But okay, how did they describe them though? Like, were they wearing clothes? Were they?
I never.
You never asked him?
I don't want to know.
Really?
Back then, I was like, "F this."
Yeah, but okay. So how would you interpret that for the duendes, the elves? Obviously, they were playing with your daughter. You feel like they were like good energy?
I don't know. Siempre dicen like that. Well, some elves are bad, some are good.
Okay,
especially with like
that's
kids
true.
that are innocent. So I guess they like that the kids' souls, you know. But I don't know.
Okay, pero what's the legend behind duendes? Do you know by any chance? Because a while back, not sure if this is a true statement or not, but far back, I kind of want to remember that they used to say that at times you would see babies with the bottom of their feet with mud. And that supposedly meant that they, at night or whatever, the duendes took the babies out, like, to who knows where. But yeah, you're right. You never know if the duendes or anything, because as there is light, there's also darkness.
Pues supuestamente dicen que tienes que bautizar a los niños cuando están chiquitos
Yeah.
y que según ningún espíritu se acerca a ellos.
¿De veras?
Pero no sé, mis hijos no están bautizados. Pero
Okay,
no sé.
I was going to ask you that too, dude, because we've, Chelo and myself have talked about that, right? So what are your thoughts? Are you going to baptize your kids? Or they're too old already?
Yeah, let me carry my daughter.
No, but you can
No,
get baptized
I
as
know.
older, right?
At this point, I'll just let them decide.
Okay.
But I didn't baptize them because of their dad. Supposedly, he was in another religion.
Yeah.
But I'm baptized. I did my first communion.
Okay.
But I don't go to church either.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, right? I feel like a lot of people get baptized through church just because it's the thing to do. And like, I want to say it's kind of like a tradition more than anything. Like, okay, like by this date, you need to baptize your kid. By this date, you need to freaking do X, Y, and Z, right? But in reality, people just do it to do it.
But why do you baptize kids? Supposedly, people say that why do you baptize if kids have no sins?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so what is the purpose of baptizing? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I got baptized, at least I want to
Yeah.
think I did. I think, yeah, I did. And then I did my first communion as well.
I did mine.
My personal thoughts, which I still need to discuss with Chelo as well, is I'm not sure we're going to push that on our baby. If you guys are out in the comments, if that's a bad thing or whatever, you guys can let me know why and all that. Then we can decide over here.
I think it's just a tradition right now because, like my parents baptized me.
Right.
Let me baptize my kids.
Right, exactly. It's more of like, that this people have been doing it for so long, so I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know the reason why they're getting baptized.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, like you said, you're Catholic, right? Oh, yeah. You were baptized Catholic and all that. But and there's so many people out there that are Catholic, but they don't live the whole Catholic way.
But don't you think que son like doble cara? Because you go to church, baptize your kid, but you don't keep going to church.
Yeah.
So why even do that?
Yeah, and then you're out there drinking, or cuando bautizan a alguien, the whole celebration andan pisteando.
And I always say this, like, most of the people que van a la iglesia, they're two-faced. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, people that go to church and they're like, oh, God this, God that. They're always talking crap about other people. And I'm like, so why do you even go to church? Like, I've always taught my kids, like, there's God. Like, we need to pray. You need to be thankful. Like, every day, like, what are you grateful for, baby? And they tell me, I'm grateful because of, like, my food or whatever. My daughter, because God created us. But I always tell my kids, like, you don't have to go to church to feel the presence of God. Like, you can sit down and pray and talk to him. You don't have to go to church.
And do you do that as well? Do you say things like, oh, what you're grateful for and all that?
I talk to God every day.
Oh, really?
I do. When I'm driving, I always thank him for, like, everything that I do have.
And how do you talk to God, or how do you pray to God?
What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you do it? Like, you personally. How would you be talking? Let's say if
I don't start with a prayer. I'm just driving and I'm just thinking of, like,
okay, so you're in the car right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so do it.
So I'm just like,
no, say it.
Thank you, God, like, for my kids being healthy. That's, like, the first thing. For me, like, having my kids next to me, for giving me, like, my car, for giving me this job, for letting me help other people, like, with their confidence, for sending me clients, for everything. Yeah, but every day, like, I talk to him and I thank him for everything that I have.
Nice. I used to do that a lot too. I'm gonna be extremely honest. I haven't done that in a while. I'm very very thankful, super thankful for everything. Even though at times I've mentioned that in the past. Obviously, I want to continue growing, and I want to. There's many different things that I desire, right? But me personally, like I used to do that. Like I would even say it out loud, like, "Hey, thank you God for giving me a day of life, of being healthy, being able to breathe, being able to have financial stability." I used to do that every single morning. Just I wanted to make sure that my words touch somebody in a positive way. I wanted to make a positive impact, and I haven't done that. I do it through the podcast, right? I always try to spread positivity and hoping that I do motivate some people out there, right? Obviously the more the better, right? But I used to do that a lot, but now I kind of stopped. But every morning I do kind of start thinking of like all the different blessings we do have, because life in general, it's so freaking fragile, super
Yeah.
fragile. Like the different types of incidents that can happen in one's life are freaking in the millions. Like anything can go wrong, and for you to just have an okay day, it's a miracle within itself.
Yeah. And whenever I drop off my kids in school, I always tell them, like, like affirmations. Like, today's going to be a great day. Like, I'm smart, I'm healthy, I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, like, just repeat it to yourself, and it's going to happen.
Yeah. Going back to the duendes, though, I'm very freaking curious how they look, or how people have reported the duendes looking like.
Yeah.
Because are they like, is it like a community of duendes that they like live amongst us? And if so, like, are they wearing clothes? Do people see them in clothes? Or are they like kind of like naked in a sense, but they're other type of beings?
Can I
Like,
use it?
you know how aliens?
Can I use your restroom?
Oh, you want to use the restroom? Oh shit. Yeah. We're back. So yeah, dude, I was wondering, dude, I'm super curious that you didn't ask your relatives or family members or your ex's family how they looked. I would be super curious on how they look.
I didn't.
Really? Because I think I was mentioning about the aliens, right? That you know how they're aliens and they're, I guess you can say, naked, right? But they have a different type of flesh. I wonder if elves have the same type of like flesh, that even though they are naked, they don't quote unquote look naked, right? Or if they have clothes, and if they are living amongst us, if they're hiding super good, or if they're just, maybe they kind of live in a different dimension that they cross over, similar to ghosts. You get what I mean? How do you think they exist?
But why do they even, like, how come everyone can't see them? Like, why certain people too?
Well, it's similar to kids, right? You know how they say that kids and animals are more, they're more sensible to what? What do you think?
Nothing.
Nah, say it. I can cut it off.
I was like, animal maniacs.
Oh shit. Yeah. So you know how kids are more sensitive to like seeing ghosts and things like that?
Yeah.
I feel like the same thing. Certain people have that ability to connect. But that's crazy, because if obviously there's ghosts because people pass away, but elves, I do believe in it because of different stories. Okay. Not that I believe in it, but I don't disregard it. Just because of, like, for example, you're telling me of a situation that actually happened, but it's just like, it's hard to comprehend that.
But why certain people? Is it because they have something?
Yeah.
Like special, or?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember, like I told you, when I saw the devil,
Yeah.
my grandma saw him too.
That's insane.
Yeah, my grandma saw him. I guess she got in a fight with her mom, and she went outside or to a room. But my grandma saw the devil. He was laughing at her, and she saw his legs.
But you know what? I think it also has to do with the energy. Energy is huge, right? Because like you said that your grandma was fighting. Is that what it is? Or she was mad? I think that too, right? Because if you have bad energy, you're going to attract that dark energy around you.
But what about me? I was sleepwalking.
Well, maybe like you said, you were sleepwalking, and maybe that energy around you attracted it while you were sleeping, because while you're sleeping, you go in almost like in a meditative state.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, those elves, I've heard a lot of different stories from that, and it seems like they exist.
Like the video that I saw on TikTok
Uh-huh.
when the baby's in the crib, that the door just slides
Oh, okay.
open,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what type of spirit it was.
Yeah.
But then the baby hears it, and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
That-
that's scary, dude.
That's scary.
That's scary. But knock on wood, man. Like, yeah. Yeah, knock on wood. But yeah, dude, all of that is freaking scary, that all of those different things exist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you said, especially with the part that got to me was when you said that the little elf like turned around and he said, like, to not say anything or
Yeah.
anything. And he froze, right?
Yeah, he froze.
It might have been because he was like in shock, or who knows if they have special powers that they can freeze people in a sense, right? That they have like some sort of magical powers or something like that.
Yeah.
Was that you said that was the only time that you experienced that?
That I heard of, yeah.
Oh yeah, that you
With
heard
them,
about
yeah.
it. But who asked your daughter? It was you?
Hmm?
Who asked your daughter when she was
Yeah, I asked my daughter
Oh,
who she
so-
was talking to.
Mm,
And she just pointed in front of her, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Están chiquitos." Like,
that's
I'm like-
insane. Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so I have another thing here. Okay, so you obviously work a lot. Is there a point that you feel like I've reached my limit, as like I reached my final goal? Like I have so many clients a month, I'm making this much amount, that you're like, that's it, I don't have to work as much. What's the end goal, if there is an end goal? Because I asked the Chelo this, and like I'm like, babe, what would it take for you to be fully happy? Is it having your dream car? Is it having the house of your dreams? Like, what's gonna make you happy?
I'm not very materialistic,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not like, oh, I want to be rich. I just want I just want to be happy. I want to be comfortable. But with what I do, if I get more clients, I'll work.
Oh, like
Yeah.
that would be good. Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't mind.
I just want consistent work, and I'll do it. I'm never complaining like, oh my God, I have to do this, because there's days that I do have 2 clients,
Yeah.
and my hand hurts at the end of the day. But I'm like, you know what? I'm grateful that I do have clients
Right.
to work on.
Okay. So would you say current Johana right now, is she truly happy at this current moment?
I mean, I wish I was busier,
Yeah.
but that's the goal right now.
So being busy makes you happy?
Yeah, it does.
In what sense?
I like working, if I'm not doing anything productive, I just feel weird. I don't know. I don't want to say depressed,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't feel that I'm doing anything.
You know what? Chelo mentioned the same thing right now, that she just went back to work, because we've had that conversation, right? Like, hey, Chelo, you want to stop working and just be with the baby, enjoy the time with the baby, which she kind of says she does. But then she did also tell me that when she went back to work, she felt better. Why? Because now she feel like, oh, she got a breather. She's doing something else. She got her mind away from just being stuck at home.
Yeah.
So even though I do want her to spend more time with the baby, have that connection and all that stuff, it's also nice for her to have that breather time and get distracted.
Yeah.
That way, whenever she is with the baby, she feels like she can fully give her that attention.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really up to some women.
¿Puedes pegar el micrófono un poquito? Ajá. Yeah.
if they want to do, like, if they do want to stay home.
Yeah.
I can't be a stay-at-home mom. No, I can't. I think I'll go crazy at home. When I was at home for like 3 months when I started my business, I just couldn't take it anymore. And my boyfriend was like, no, just wait. Like, you're going to get clients. Because we were good financially. Like, we're good. But I was like, I don't want to be home. Like, this is boring. Like, I'm so used to going to work, coming back home, but I can't stay home. I get depressed. Like, honestly, I do get depressed and I feel like I'm not doing anything for myself. But he was like, no, like, don't worry about it. You're going to get clients. I'm like, no. And to this day, I don't want to quit my morning job.
Yeah.
I like working. I like waking up, like, going for a run and then getting ready for work. And if I have clients after, I'm happy to do it. But I can't stay home. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, for me, part of me, and which knock on wood, right? Because I'm very, very, I'm very blessed to have my work and still being able to like do podcasts as just a side little endeavor and just I really truly love this, right? So but I even think about like, oh dude, if I would just be able to do this on a daily basis, I would be extremely happy.
Yeah.
But I don't know that until that day actually comes, because the way that I think about it, I feel like my ideal thing would be like wake up in the mornings, drink my coffee, work out, then maybe go on a walk. Then I wish I could be doing content creating. And like, I feel like, wow, that would be the dream if I could be able to do that on a day-to-day basis. But who knows? Maybe at one point I would feel like, oh shit, like I don't have that interaction with people at work, which the majority of the people I don't even talk to at work. Yeah. There's there's some people that I'm like, dude, there's some weird people out there, like people trying to climb up the ladder, but they're trying to do it the wrong way. Like, bro, like there's so many different types of personalities at work that it's annoying, right? So that's the part that I'm like, dude, I wish at one point I'm just able to focus on myself. Yeah. But even those negative people at work at times give you that spark to complain about during the day, like, oh fuck them people. You know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah, who knows if I pray to God at one point I'm able to just be doing content and being happy doing what I'm doing regardless.
I really like my job in the morning because I get there and I read emails, like, right back, because I do work for a genetic company.
Yeah.
So I am like replying to patients, and then like I do get phone calls, but yeah, I'm there and nobody bothers me. Like, nobody tells me anything.
So you just go over there to waste time?
No.
Yeah.
Like, he tells me, he's like, ay, ¿de qué te cansas si estás en tu oficina todo el día? Like, no estás haciendo nada. Yeah. And I'm like, pues entonces me pagan por hacer nada si piensas eso.
Yeah.
But, like on like the weekends, when I get back to work on Mondays, I have like 200 emails that I have to go through and answer, or like voicemails, calls, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, pues, no es mi culpa que aprendo a hacer mi trabajo rápido y lo hago rápido. Because I finish fast.
Right.
Like, I've always been like a fast learner.
Yeah.
So, rápido acabo. Llego, contesto los emails, like, regreso llamadas, lo que sea. And then I'm just there like, oh, okay. So, I like working in the morning because it also gives me time para estar editando mis cosas, like, for like my Instagram, or I get to do consultations there.
Nice.
So, yeah, I really like it.
Yeah. I have a question, because I was asking, this is separate. Oh, kind of. Yeah, it is separate. I was talking to a coworker, right? Do you feel like when it comes down to marriage, do you feel like you laugh like about what? Marriage? What? So let's say hypothetically, if you were to be married, do you feel like husband and wife should share bank accounts as one unit?
I mean, if you're married, you have kids, you should. But it's also good to have separate accounts. Probably have like one shared account with like savings o lo que sea. But it's also good to have separate accounts.
Yeah. Why?
Why? Because I think it's good to be independent. Like,
But you're married. You're not independent no
yeah,
more.
but it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Like,
So how would be the perfect ideal thing? So, okay, wife and husband and wife, shared account, and both parties put in a specific amount on a monthly basis. Is that how you would feel like it's probably the best way?
I mean, both of you are not going to have the same income.
Right.
But yeah, the goal is to save money, right? Like to do something with like your life, and you have goals together.
Uh-huh.
So the goal is to buy a house, buy a car. Whoever makes more, que pongo más.
So a higher percentage.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, I make this amount, so I'm going to put this percentage, even though maybe you don't make as much, but you put in this percentage. That way this is our marriage pool of money.
Yeah. But you know what? Ever since I've been working, I've never had a partner that helped me or paid like all my bills until now.
Okay.
I've always been the provider.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So until now, like he makes me feel that he's taking care of me and my kids.
And how do you like that? How does that feel?
Aside
Aside from comparing both from before that you used to be the provider in comparison to now that I guess he provides.
I mean, it feels nice, but at the same time, yo también, like I tell him like, oh no, let me pay for this or let me pay for that. Because they're not his kids. Even though he loves them like if they were his. Yeah. They're not his kids, and I don't get any help from their dad.
Yeah.
But it does feel nice.
Okay. Do you feel like I can finally feel like a woman? I guess you can say that. All right. Or you didn't get that feeling?
Yes, but I don't know if it's just my pride that I and in the beginning I just didn't feel right. But now like he tells me, he's like, no, don't worry about it, like I got it. And I'm just like,
how do you guys, if without going into financial stuff, but how do you, as a couple, how do you guys tackle the bills and all that stuff? Do you guys split everything 50-50? He pays for everything? How does that work?
He pays for most of the
stuff,
yeah.
And what's the other part that you take care of then?
Probably like if we go out for food and
okay.
It just depends.
Okay.
Yeah, but he mostly is the one that's paying for everything.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I pay just for about everything, and right now the way that we've been doing it is that since I'm taking care of everything, and this is without me and Chelo been talking at all, like this is just how it's happened, right? That she takes care of all the baby stuff. Like she'll buy the baby clothes, she'll buy the formula, she'll buy things for the baby, and she'll buy groceries. So she takes care of those things, and I'm taking care of everything else. That's the way that everything is worked without us even having to like, well, you do this, you do that. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm taking care of that. You make sure that the baby has happened. I mean, the baby has everything and groceries. But whenever we go out, like I still am the one that's like buying the food, whatever. So,
yeah. But it feels nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, I bet.
Really for you.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mind it, man. Like at times, the way that I see it is just, it makes me want to work even harder. It keeps my mind always fucking running because I'm always thinking of like, what can I think of like next to like just make it? Like I want to make it in life. At times, don't get me wrong. There's times when I do feel like fuck, like I do feel the pressure, but I feel like it should be a normal thing for a man to feel like that.
Yeah, and he tells me, he's like, hey, I'm the man of the relationship. Like, you're not with this person anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. But it feels nice, Like, he helps me a lot with the kids. Like, right now that I was working, my son had to go training, so he's like, don't worry about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna take them, I'm gonna feed them, and then right now that I came over here, I'm like, babe.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry, just go to the podcast.
Nice.
I'm like, okay,
That's dope.
love you.
Yeah, that's dope. That's cool.
And I really like that he's also teaching my son, like, open the doors for women, like, always take care of your mom, because my son, he wants to be a professional boxer.
Yeah.
So he always tells him, like, hey, like, don't forget that your mom is the one that has been here for you. She's always supporting you. So if you ever become like a professional boxer, always take care of your mom.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just teaches him a lot of stuff, even with boxing.
Nice. So lately I've been, because I feel like that's very motivational and that's a very good message that he's encouraging your son. Is there a specific quote? And I'm following the caller's advice, right? Of giving quotes, because I live my life through quotes. What quotes have helped me out throughout my life. Is there a specific quote? Because you share quotes through your stories at times. Is there one in particular that stands out in front of all of them that keeps you going? Anything in mind? What's that?
Un día a la vez.
Un día a la vez?
Yeah.
Why that?
I always take it like one day at a time. And, the harder I work every day, the closer that I am to getting like my goal.
Because you can only do so much in a day as well, right? And
there's people that are worried, like, oh, what's gonna happen in the future? Like, you don't even know if you're gonna be here, in the future. Like, you can die tomorrow,
right?
So just take it one day at a time. Enjoy the time with your kids, with your family, with your friends.
Yeah,
because you don't know what can happen tomorrow.
And be present too.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm really trying to work on more. Being present. Yeah, it's hard to be present because, as you stated, un día a la vez, tomorrow's not guaranteed. You're so worried about the future. At times you think about the past, but you can't control any of that. And you have to just live now. Yeah. I like that. When'd you get that quote added?
I got it done last year when I went to Maui.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got it done over there?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. All right. Ready for the viral video of the week?
Yes.
I'll probably do 2. Ready? Cool. If you are someone that's suffering from hair loss, whether you're a man or a woman, there is now SMP, scalp micropigmentation. SMP is a non-surgical cosmetic procedure designed to create the appearance of a closely shaved or bust hairstyle on the scalp. It can also be used to enhance the density of existing hair by creating the illusion of fuller coverage. Make sure to contact SD Inc. as right now they are currently discounting $500 from your procedure if you mention Nomas podcast. SD Inc., thank you for being a sponsor to the podcast. And if you have a business or would like to sponsor the podcast, feel free to contact us through Nomas podcast on Instagram. Now back to the episode.
El video viral de la semana. The viral video of the week en Hoy No Más Podcast.
And I'll bring up the videos. Oh, shit.
Where is it?
I'll put it up right there. All right. So, Johana, have you heard of the Nutter Butter? It's going to be over there. The screen, yeah. But I haven't put it up yet, so you can check it out. You've never heard of the Nutter Butters? Those little cookies with peanut butter?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So how do they look? They're shaped like a peanut, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever seen their social media by any chance?
No.
Okay. So recently I just noticed and I saw that they have an Instagram or a TikTok, I should say, and let's check it out.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Would you ever expect that from a Nutter Butter cookie?
No.
Right? Well, I have another one. Check it out.
Is this like an actual ad?
That's their social media.
That looks like a kid edit video.
Kid it, but it looks psychedelic. It almost seems like diabolical, don't you think?
Like he's possessed. Or
Right,
something.
right, right. That's fucking crazy. So going back to the other one and like, look at that. Like what? Oh shit! I just like. What does that have to do with the Nutter Bar?
Yeah.
And it is. Let's go to the page. It is their actual page, official Nutter Butter, and yeah, like everything they're posting, it's a bunch of
It
weird
looks
stuff.
Yeah.
It's super super weird. You had never seen their social media?
Never.
So now, why do you think they're doing this? Do you feel like it's just pure publicity, like a publicity stunt? Do you feel like, or is there something more demonic?
I think there's something more demonic.
It's so
That looks
weird, right? Like it's a bunch of like it almost seems like they want to brainwash kids or whatever. I don't know. But when you see a regular Nutter Butter out in the stores, it doesn't even represent any of that though, right? Like you just see the cookie, but then on their social media, it's completely something different. Yeah, fucking crazy. All right, let's do one more, and I just want to get your opinion on this. Hopefully it doesn't have a song that'll get copyrighted. If not, I'll just mute it. Okay. So this is the fashion week of, I think, somewhere in Hollywood.
Has anyone else noticed how the fashion and music industries are so connected lately? I mean, we literally have Travis Scott walking down a runway. And with Fashion Week in full swing, the connections are everywhere. Earlier on this month in New York, Madonna and Ice Spice were caught sitting next to each other. And for some reason, this made so much sense. Also, I don't know if you noticed the person behind them, but very odd. Fast forward to now, Paris Fashion Week. Michelle Lamy was there to support her husband, Rick Owens, who is known as the Lord of Dark Fashion, and he lived up to his name because look at the eyes of his model.
Dude, what the hell, dude?
That's weird.
It's super weird, right?
Yeah.
But don't you think all of that happens in the music industry, though?
Yeah, look at what's happening with P. Diddy.
Yeah. And even the concerts, when people go to concerts, it's all freaking subliminal messages. Right? And like all these people that I truly believe that everybody that's in the music industry, like the top people or in fashion or things like it's a group of elites that are into these type of things, like something very, very dark. And people like to say, for instance, oh, it's fashion, right?
Do you think that's what happened to Ryan Garcia? Like all the bad stuff that is happening to him because he started posting about like kids getting raped and all that stuff.
Maybe.
And what about with Kanye or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He started doing the same thing and look.
Yeah, and they disappeared him for a little bit, right? And they even say that he's even a clone now. Yeah. You believe in that? Like you feel like there's clones? I think so.
Yeah.
You don't think there's clones?
I don't know.
Yeah. But what do you think about all of this? Do you feel like it's pure art form, or you feel like
That's
it's
not art. That's
it's demonic,
scary.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Watch.
And in attendance, we have Cardi B. She was talking and taking pictures with Michelle Lamy. Everyone wants pictures with her, especially Camila Cabello, who is on the left in the mask, and Jordan Woods on her right. Now, I'm not saying any of this is bad. I just think the connections are very interesting. Has anyone else noticed how the fashion...
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, the thing is, but a lot of people are blinded by saying, oh, it's just fashion, it's art. But no, dude, like you have to, like, they say that the truth is hidden or it's right in front of you. I forgot how the quote goes, but they hide the truth right in front of you, right? Mm-hmm. Look at everything they're putting out there. It's readily available for everybody to see. You can see what's actually happening, but since it's so obvious, people don't want to believe it. They're like, nah, like that's not what it is. You're a conspiracy theorist. You know, so, but yeah. So, what are your thoughts? You feel like something
I
crazy?
think something is going on right now,
Yeah. In what sense?
especially with like the P Diddy stuff and like a lot of artists being involved in those white parties.
Oh yeah, yeah. But the thing is that I feel like all of that has been happening for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they're giving the spotlight to Diddy right now.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, maybe he pissed somebody off on the top that they're like, you know what, it's your time to go down, right?
Yeah.
Or it just might be that maybe he's a distraction, or it might be in the sense that, you know what, we're going to give you all the spotlight, but you're still one of us. Like, dude, we got you. We're going to say that we have you locked up or going to court, but they're just putting a fake scene. Maybe it's not even Diddy at the same time. Maybe it's somebody else that looks like Diddy, a clone, right? And maybe he's chilling freaking somewhere else at home. We don't know that. Because everything can be set up.
That's disgusting, though.
It truly
Justin
truly
Bieber.
is.
And have you heard like his songs with the lyrics
Which one?
about him like going to Diddy's party and
Beaver?
yeah?
Oh no.
You haven't?
Like,
I think there's a song
oh really?
about him saying that he went to like a Diddy party and him doing stuff to him. Or
What the
something.
heck?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I saw it on TikTok.
That's
think.
crazy. Yeah, there's so many videos going on right now. But I feel like all these people, I truly believe that, okay, they're blaming Diddy,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a quote in Spanish que dice, es igual del culpable que mata la vaca que el que detiene la pata. You get it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this guy Diddy hosted the parties, but everyone in attendance, you're freaking at fault too. You're part of it.
Yeah. Well, según estaban diciendo que las Kardashians también
Oh, dude,
hicieron
all
algo
of them.
con Justin Bieber o algo así.
Yeah, all of them are part of
Yeah.
that, dude. But the thing is that we watch it, even including ourselves, right? We watch it and we're so, oh man, that's so fucking crazy. What do people do? Nothing. We just watch it and scroll on to the next one.
What does the government do?
They're part of it.
Exactly.
But the thing is that it would take the whole population to boycott the music industry, the freaking Hollywood.
¿Y tú crees que le van a ganar?
Yeah, the population, yeah. But people don't do it. Guess what? Guess what we do as a civilization? Oh, damn, that's crazy. That's
Just
messed
scroll.
up. You just scroll, you send it. Oh, yeah, dude, that's crazy. Have you seen that? And people don't do anything. That's it. Like, why? We're still listening to their music. We're still watching their movies. We're still doing all of that. As long as people don't rise up, they're going to continue doing their thing.
Yeah.
Right? Look, we're talking about it, but what are we doing?
Talking about it.
Talking about it just like thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why they get away with these things. But until people were to actually get together and unite, then that's when something like a big impact would happen.
Yeah.
But as long as they have people divided, they're always going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the elections coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Any final messages? No? Any final words? Anything you would want to say?
I just want to say thank you for coming to the expo.
Yeah,
and
you're welcome.
getting me out of that hole.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. I figured it was something like that was going to happen.
Because you even asked me, you're like, what? You're not nervous?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah. I figured something like that was going to happen. That's why
Yeah.
I noticed that I caught it, and then that's when I went close.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But it was fun. Like,
You're floating, dude. Like you were, dude. I don't know if you felt, but you were literally
up.
levitating. Bájese a la like a kite. Yeah. Dude.
yeah, no, it was so weird. It was a good experience.
Will you do it again?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like me just planning like my whole speech, which I didn't say like the whole thing. And then like my booth, like buying things for the booth and Yeah. It was a good experience, though.
That's good. At least you can
Yeah.
say you did it.
I'll do it again, but I wouldn't be like a speaker anymore.
Just set up like a booth or
Yeah,
something.
my booth with like SMP information and yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully my model shows up this time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you once again for coming to the podcast for the third time, huh?
Yeah.
That's dope. You didn't feel nervous this time? No?
No, I was just like, I got done with my client and I went home, changed, and I'm like, okay, I need to go to the podcast
Yeah.
now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you once again. What emoji should people drop in case they made it to this point? It's
Is
been
there an elf? An elf?
elf? I don't think so.
Like a witch?
A witch? I don't think so.
There's a witch, no?
Is there?
Is there?
I don't know. What else can they put?
Like the pot?
An owl?
An owl? Yeah.
An owl. If you guys made it this far, just drop an owl for the Halloween vibes. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Once again, my name is Angel Houseman. Like I always like to say, it's a greater risk not taking a risk. Till next time.
Bye.
Hoy no más.